Hello, perhaps you heard of tabletop role-playing games. The idea is to do a shared storytelling. What happens is the number of players come to a table or online, and then a quote-unquote dungeon master tells the story, and each character says how they're going to react, and everybody has a good time. Now, how would we use an agentic workflow make this experience even better? Here, on this popular website, Roll20, you can see my players on the game. My players can move their tokens around in this bar, which we're seeing overhead. And they can say, hey, I am going to go and talk to the bartender, etc. Now, one of the big problems for a DM is in such a scenario, when they can say, hey, I am in this tavern. Who else is in the tavern? Give me all of the people. I woke up to this table. I woke up to that table. At some point, it becomes difficult to come up with different characters and names, also known as NPCs, non-player characters. So I decided to write an assistant to create me an NPC. Now, you might say, hey, ChatGPT already does that. Not exactly. ChatGPT does generic characters that are relevant to the entirety of the tabletop role-playing world, or specifically D&D. Typically, what DMs do is they create their own campaign setting or their own world, or at least they have their own collection of role-playing literature that's usually behind paywalls that they rely on. Eberron is very specifically like this as a campaign setting. DMs really have this need to generate characters on the fly that is relevant to their setting, that is quote-unquote homebrew with their own literature. So that's why I have generated this little agentic flow. Right now, give me an NPC in the tavern called Bear's Rest in Sharn in North Market. I could have said the same thing to ChatGPT, but what would have happened is that it would have given me something very generic rather than something that is specific to the Eberron campaign setting. And in this case, it's even better. It's not just the Eberron campaign setting, it's my own collection of literature that's generating it for me. Oh, look, it's gone. Let's just see that. Leara, the bare-hearted innkeeper. Okay, it makes sense. We need an innkeeper. Okay, we're getting the backstory. Very soon, after the backstory, let's read it a little bit. Oh, you found the owner of Bear's Rest. Okay, cool. It's in Sharn's North Market. Okay, born and raised in Sharn, makes sense. Grew up among poverty, hardship. Interesting character. Now, I could roleplay this for my characters. The fact that they have long-term goals, this is coming from my own prompt, is important so that it gives me a bit of inspiration about how they're going to behave. Now, here's something that's interesting. She's a shifter. Normally, in typical D&D, you don't get this, and I'm really pleased that my system is able to create this. Well, let's just see this flow. Compassionate, cool character name. Okay. See, now the character shit is coming in. Okay, wow. Okay, Azimar, sure. Level 3, all of these stats that I can use in the game in case there is a fight. Proficiency bonus +3, that's a mistake. That's okay, I can live with that. Anyway, that's the idea. As you can see, during the game, if I need to create an NPC, non-player character, this agent platform generates it for me. Now, how does it work underneath? It gets a request, the supervisor agent lets it flow in a couple of different directions. What just happened is that I create the character, so it goes under the character flow, and then I have one agent that just thinks up the character and then creates a prompt. Based on that prompt, I get the details of the character, what you have just seen, the technical details here, which I would need in case there's a confrontation that involves the barkeeper. In addition to that, DMs have other needs. Look up, like you want to learn about something that's happening in the campaign setting, you don't know everything, and you specifically want stuff that is in your own chosen literature, so you need to do a lookup, or like you want to have some original content. Just to give you an example of how I would have done it with ChatGPT, you can see me here talking to my players, and they ask me about the wines in the bar. So I had to create a wine list, and I use ChatGPT to do that. However, what I really want to do is I want to create wines that are based on some of the literature I collected, or even some wines can come up again and again during the course of a campaign, several sessions, right? Basically, what this is doing is actually very reactive, receives the requests, and just runs through everything, either goes down one line, generates a character, or generates original content. Now, what I really would like to do is create something even more complex, but obviously beyond this bootcamp. As Dimitro suggested, it should actually be connecting directly to Discord, or actually even the Roll20, understand where the players are in the tavern, for instance, in this case, and then also know all of the players' characters' history, what has been happening in the game so far. Bring all of those together, anticipate what the DM is going to need. Typically, this is an encounter or a new NPC. If you're in a tavern, it's going to be the tavern keeper, a couple of the patrons. And then I would like to have in the background how all of the non-player characters go on as agents. So this NPC generator wouldn't just give me this textual representation of the character, but create an agent who can have their own lives, etc. Hopefully all of this makes sense. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.